Hey, there we go. Why did it go live this time? Is it because I clicked a button? After power outages, YouTube becomes a real pain in the butt to get a stream up and going again. Oh my god. Alright. We're live again. Okay, this is going to be part 2 of the stream. What a faff that was. I had a power outage. Don't ask, I don't understand it. I need to get an electrician out here at some point. But you either get garbage electricians or electricians that promise to show up and never do, or they're booked for a really freaking long time. So I've got an electrician coming out to do some electrical work, and if they do a good job, I'm going to get them to come in and do work for me. Yeah, I don't think you've done any of this right, because none of this moves. Like, the steering doesn't move, and revs don't move, and speed doesn't move, but it is moving around. So I think you've sent me the wrong vehicle. Yeah, I'm sorry for the inconvenience. It seems that, yeah, there's a mixed match of power problems, which I need a UPS for, and a YouTube thing, which meant that I couldn't continue the stream. Otherwise, I would have continued immediately. I have to turn very slowly, otherwise the steering will break on this. Hi, why the stream crashed? I just said, power outage. So yeah, it's the wrong one, sorry. You can skip it? Okay. If you want to submit this again for next week, go for it. I would love to get this when this one is done correctly. Let's now move on to a race car, and we are on something of a racetrack, so let's leave it here and see how this one handles. You've submitted to me a race car. Let's see if it races well. There we go. A lot of traction and a lot of power, apparently. I didn't know that the V8 Vantage came in a turbo format as well. This thing also comes onto its turbo boost fairly early. This one does turn fairly good. Wait, hold on. Let's line up the front and rear wheels. Your wing also extends beyond the width of the vehicle as well, which is also out of GT3 spec. Oh, bro! Bro! Fail! What I am about to say, oh yeah, I think these are Japanese map mod. I believe there is Japanese map mods, but I haven't tried one out yet. Yeah, that sucks. I know it because Indonesia happens every month. Power outages? I seem to have it every time I stream, which is really annoying. After you've already been in dozens of streams? What are we talking about, Vixen? I'm confused with what you're trying to say here. Let's brake on the markers there on the road. Does fairly well. Little bit of slow speed understeer. I feel like that might be a little bit of ECS. So let's turn ECS off. See how this thing handles without it. Accelerating was still fine. We seem to have decent traction. It's just accelerating at high speeds. This thing has a bit of understeer. Brake and turn. Oh, I almost didn't need to lift there. It's a lot of speed this thing can carry. Yeah, there's a bit of high speed understeer. So, automation makes aerodynamics for road cars, not real cars, which is why you do have to do the fake hidden aerodynamic devices. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more front bias or less rear aero on this vehicle. Would have been absolutely superb. Let's go in, Control W. Tuning. Nope, there is no aero tuning, unfortunately. My messages further up. I don't see your messages further up. About games that with bad update Asphalt 8 mobile. Okay, not a game that we're looking at here. In South Africa, the power cut and for hours and hours. Yeah, we get that during summer sometimes. Understeer better than oversteer? Yeah, I mean, you could make an argument for that, yes. But this is a race car. And race cars are meant to be, like, the absolute cutting edge of what's possible to drive. There are sometimes cars that can drive... Oh, God. The power then. Oh, God. This thing gets a little bit tank slappery when you're trying to put the power on. There we go. Alright, that's a little bit more manageable now. Is the skybox illuminated weirdly? I feel it is. Also, why is there this underneath the road? You could have made that transparent, so you can get like an underneath look at your cars. That's more high-speed understeer than what I would like. Can carry a lot of speed through there. I feel that this one is like designed for really high-speed tracks, which would be great. Ooh, too much understeer there. Ah! And around we go. Brakes seem to be fairly well tuned. They're not diving or washing out too bad under braking, which is good because I thought this one had rear brake imbalance. Yeah, we got 6 on the front, and I think it's only like 2 or 3 on the rear. It's a normal blue sky. I suppose, being Top Gear, being in the UK, a blue sky would be a very big rarity. Ah! There needs to be a wet version of this track as well. Alright, let's just bring it around here. I do like this. It feels like there could be more front camber. Let's go do that. Control W, tuning, camber. Give it like somewhere around there maybe. I don't want to break the front wheels again. Do we have... Yeah, it doesn't look broken. Sorry, a little bit burpish there. Let's see how it goes now. Yeah, it's a Monza Aero package. It does seem a little bit like that. Also, welcome Kuvi. How's it going? If I haven't said hello to that yet. To you yet, I mean. Yeah, that feels a little bit better. Now, I know that the Hammerhead is designed to catch cars out and understeer, but it's a race car. I was expecting it to not have so much understeer. Alright, let's slow down and turn it for here. That feels a little bit better, but still quite understeery. Let's see how it goes through here. Oh, that is a very butt clench. I had no idea that corner was so butt clenchy. They don't really show how tight and narrow that gets in Top Gear. And then it gets a little tank slappery. Ugh. I remember playing on this map when it came out. It was pretty good for a map back then. Really? Is this a 2013 map? This is horrifically bad. Oh, it's my car. I'm Friggs Day on. On Fizzcord? Okay. Assuming that was a typo. Brake and turn in. Let's see how this thing does on trail braking to see whether the brakes are balanced as well. Oh, God. Okay. Let's rewind a little bit so we can get a little bit of aero up. This thing is tricky under power. I kind of want to give this thing a little bit of toe in. In fact, actually, you know what? I am going to do that right now. I also feel that the brakes are maybe a little bit unbalanced as well. Rear toe adjust. Rear toe in. Let's give it a little bit. And that'll hopefully help us have a little bit more control under power down, which is where the power comes most important. Okay. Brake and turn. Yeah, okay. I think we can also do with a little less front brake force. So, brake power. This might be because I put more camber on, reduces brake effectiveness. Let's hope. beamng, you suck. If I can do a brake start, why can't I just do like something like a clutch start in something that doesn't have a clutch? Yeah, that feels a little bit better. And the power out, so much more controllable. Nice. It's a 2014 or a 2015 map, if I remember correctly. Very early then. Basically hasn't been updated since it first came out. Is there a newer version of this that somebody else has made, maybe? Or maybe I can contact the maker of this map mod to see whether they will allow me to do an update to it. Yeah, I can put power down a lot better with that toe in. It basically hasn't been... for a mid-engine car, do you make the front sus harder or the rear? Watch my video on suspension tuning, it goes into it a little bit there. Generally, I believe you'll have the rear being more stiff because of the whole, it's carrying more weight. In fact, on, is it the Lamborghini Countach or the Diablo? I can't remember exactly, but it's, oh, I'm concentrating so much on driving right now. I believe it has dual shock and springs. So naturally, that leads me to to infer that you probably want more stuff on the rear. Come on, turn, you fat tubble lard. There we go. If I had a Monza map, I would take it to Monza right now. Unfortunately, I don't have Monza. I wish I had aero tuning for this, honestly. There's a Top Gear test track on the Automation American road map. Alright, let's have a look at... Oh, the American road map. That's the really big one, right? That like some people's computers chug with. Oh, maybe I'll do that at another point in time. I don't want to be downloading in the middle of a thing. Somebody remind me when my stream is over in my Discord with a link. That would be super helpful. I'll get that one if I haven't got it already. I might already have it. I'm not sure. Alright, let's see if we can get this corner correct. We got a little bit better that time, but that's got way more understeer there than what it should have. This corner, however, does pretty well. Just only a little bit of understeer. Only had to lift ever so slightly to get that front to turn. And I've already got this thing tuned to have more oversteer than what it had before. Or less understeer, I should say. Pretty good car. Could do with a better tune. Phil's computer can probably cope with American Road. Probably can. I am looking to upgrade, though, because it struggles sometimes with streaming, running this, running multiple websites, running music, running weird camera inputs, all that sort of stuff. Anyway, you know what? Actually, this isn't a road car. As I've said, I don't get fill scores to race cars, only to road cars. So we're going to give this one a simplified fill score, which is based upon vaguely, I just make this up as I go along. It's realism, how fun it is to drive, and its looks. Its looks are mostly good. As I stated before, I'm not entirely sold on this, and it's also not entirely realistic. I don't know why you released this car with ESC, but sure. I mean, I don't know if they allow ESC, but I do know that they allow levels of traction control, which is very different. Would have loved to see you cut out the inner fenders, but I get that that's really hard to do sometimes on some bodies. The rear diffuser also looks a little bit weird. The interior was wrong. Is that cup holders? Hold on. Did I... That's meant to be air pressure for something? Weird. Alright. There's a lot to like here, though. I do like the general shape of it. You've done a fairly good job of replicating a race car, even if I said that that's not entirely accurate. Hey, Phil, if you're... This is really loud music. It's loud for you guys as well. Alright, let's go turn that down. Hey, Phil, if you're looking to upgrade, I can throw you my 2060 Super as a dedicated stream encoder. We'll hold off on that. My PC gets heavy frame drops with traffic. LOL can never play with traffic. I kind of get that a little bit as well. But I did get an update for my birthday this year, so my PC is pretty brand new. Oh, good. Yeah, it was a bit loud. I thought so. It was way too loud for me to even think. So, there's a lot here to like, a lot here that could be done better. Its funness is quite high, but its tune is not quite right. I'd also like to see that exhaust in a different place. Let's go have a look at that Aston Martin GT3. Where does the exhaust come out on that? Oh, it does come out there. They don't have any air curtain stuff at all, but they do have a little bit of like a gap here at the back of the rear tire. Okay. I will bite my tongue. This one does have an air curtain though. But not all of them have it. Some of them have the exhaust there. Weird. Maybe that's to like fill in the missing air curtain area. It feels like they're missing out on some like advantage there. Oh, and I finally see this down here. Okay. I get it now. When I was looking at GT3 cars, I was probably looking more at this, which didn't have this. I must have been looking at the wrong one. Okay, I completely concede that is actually doing a pretty good job of having that there. I'm sorry, my bad. For trying to fit that there, you've done a pretty good job. I approve. It could be done better on handling, though. And the front does look a little bit scrappy with not filling in the patchiness around here. 8 out of 10? It's pretty good. Somewhere around that sort of vague area. It's pretty good. Could be so much better. I think those cup holders are supposed to be where the fuel goes. You don't fuel fill from the inside of the vehicle. Your fuel tank has to be very separated from the cockpit area, which means you cannot be putting fuel into the interior. Also, it's got this here, which I doubt is the air jack. I feel that might be the fuel still. So maybe have an air jack and a fuel area there? I don't know. Do GT3 cars have air jacks? I don't see anything on that side for an air jack. Is that meant to be the fuel filler there, covered up? Weird, I can see an outline. And then this side also looks like it's got an air filler. I'm not sure. I don't think these have air jacks. Anyway. But nothing is wrong with it, and it's neatly built, so I'm very happy with it. Or your computer. Okay, then. You guys are still talking about your computers. I'm thinking I might get a 3070, but I really want a 3080. I just upgraded to a 1660 XT. Is that a good card? I don't know much about Radeons anymore. I frickin' made it this time. You made it to the second part of the stream. The first part crashed. So I like this car. I would like to see it improved for the next time you submit it, especially with the handling characteristics. Those cup holders are actually for drivers' ventilation, because drivers... Oh, sorry, because during these races, the touch tube... that's kind of what I was thinking. It might have been fire suppression, it might be for a cool suit, it might be for ventilation. The ventilations usually run from the back and run this way through their head. I've only seen it a few times where it vents to the front, and the only time I've ever seen that was a B is for Build's secondary video, secondary channel, where he uploaded a Lemons race video where he had the ventilation going to the front of the mask, which I have never seen before. The 6600, yeah, 6600 XT is fine. Perfectly valuable, usable GPU. Okay, if you say so. All right, I like this. But yeah, I'm also probably not going to get a 4000 GPU. Those things use way too much power. In South Australia, where we have some of the highest electricity prices in the world, that actually really matters how much power usage it has. So I will be skipping the 4000 series. You have to head off now, Fanny? All right, see you later, Fanny. Well, let's go to the next car. Is the next one a race car? No, next race car is a few over. We've got Ekai Min's car now, which we might take to Clutch Kickers, actually, because that is their favorite mods. Clutch Kickers. All right, even though I suck at Clutch Kickers, we're going to try Clutch Kickers because that's what they like. If you get a whole new PC, you can turn the old one into a stream PC. I do actually have enough to build a secondary PC. In fact, I have a secondary PC that is used for my partner. Saw them in 2018 Vantage GT3 cockpit. Oh, okay. Have a good one, Funny. See you, Funny. Phil, the power consumption numbers were just rumors. The actual power specs are yet to be released. I get that. But they have been going in an upward trend of power usage, and this one, I mean, it kind of makes sense, and I don't know why people would make it up, because there have actually been some fairly significant rumors about it. Not just, oh, I think this one's going to use a buttload of power. It seems that like it is very much going to use a buttload of power. Oh, nice. I do have to learn how to use this track. I suck at this track. Oh, look at the steering angle that they've edited into this thing without it like doing that weird thing where it dips the suspension. I do have to ask them how they make suspension not dip under extreme steering angles. Or maybe it does. I don't know. Liqui Molly. Yeah, notice that the front doesn't dip. They've got to have come up with some way to fix that. I also want to look into it myself, but maybe I'll just ask them and I'll make a video on like why the suspension dips and why that's a problem for Automation X4 cars. Or maybe I'll just bring it to the Automation devs themselves. Because it is a problem. It makes cars understeer under hard lock, usually. Oh, getting there. I think Ekai Min has finally made a drift car that is suited for my driving style, because I haven't learned to drift the same way that they learned to drift. I learned to drift in real life. So trying to drift in games is always really tricky. Oh my god, what was that bounce? Next gen isn't looking good for power. By the sounds of it. Yeah, you're not wrong though, power consumption has exploded recently. Now Nvidia and AMD are butting heads again. Yeah, it's been a while since they've been close to each other. Low power consumption should be the name of the game, especially for undercurrent. I believe that their lower spec cards are designed more for better power efficiency, but their upper ones are pretty horrific. I feel if I was using a rig for this, I'd be able to drift a lot better, because I've actually done drifting in the rig in beamng, and it is a lot easier to control. We did okay. I think that was passable for a streamer whilst trying to be entertaining. I kind of want to take this to a track that I'm a little bit better at, which is the automation test track. I am better at that. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, damn it. We just touched the dirt. Wow, that was really fun. Like, I know I'm not being particularly fun. I'm just kind of being very quiet whilst playing this. That's because I'm concentrating so hard, because drifting is not easy in video games compared to real life. Real life drifting is so much easier, for me at least. Apparently a lot of people still struggle with it. I was fairly good straight out the bat. It's mostly probably because I came from more of like a rallying background, so it was a little bit easier for me. Yeah, alright. I like this car. I don't think they need a fill score, once again, because it's not a road car. This is a very heavily modified track car. For what it's doing, and it's a little bit too mundane of a look, but it still looks okay. 9 out of 10. That was one of the best drift cars that I could just jump in and immediately drift at a very high angle. Even if it was like janky back and forth, I reckon with some practice, this one could be really freaking good. Jens is back, and FlameZ is back. Thank you for coming back, peoples. So yeah, when you full lock the steering and the suspension compresses, it's a bug, huh? It seems like it's a bug. I don't think I've ever seen a real car in real life do that. Let's now move on to this car. You know what, let's look up the information of this car before we actually do a review of it. Gonna have to redo everything top today, this week. Where are we? There we are, okay. This one is by Bewitched Games, which is a person I've not seen before, so it feels like this is a new person. Released 1995, this Iris is a Japanese sports car powered by a 2.4-litre turbocharged inline-six, approximately 39,300. So, very little information. It doesn't look like they're going for an oversteery corner here. That's taking a corner fairly normally. A little bit of a burnout machine, a little bit drifty here. but it looks like they've done a lot of tuning on the automation test track. So let's go to the automation test track to see how it deals with all of the really bad parts. Welcome, Chris Games! How's it going? I've arrived to cause hell. Hopefully not. But I just got to see some of Ekai's car. Okay, cool. Hi again. And I have to head off right now. Again, because dinner. Hey, you go. The new dog's name is Pippa, by the way, if anybody is wondering. How you going, Pippa? Thank you for not going up on the couch. Good girl. Oh, you want to roll over and get a belly rub? Okay, you can get a belly rub. Good girl. Yeah, good girl. You just need to learn the boundaries, which is no jumping on the furniture. Alright, let's have a go. It did look like an E85 Torino. Is this manual? Yes, it is manual. Very slow off the line. I feel that this thing for 1995... This thing has way too much boost for a 1995 car. Ah! Oh my god, this thing is incredibly wayward. You love Pippa? You haven't even seen Pippa yet. It's also 1P. Oh, 2 Ps. But not a double P in the middle. Options. Have we got the audio turned down? No, the audio's about right. This is very quiet. Hey Phil, off topic. Do you like the 1976 Ibishu Claria? I don't know what that is. My cat would murder me if I tried to pet its belly. Alright, what did I... You know what, that's right. I was going to check to see what we're running for under the hood. Is this direct injection? No, it is multi-point. It's just generating way more boost than what a car back in the day would. What sort of yeah, we have a twin-scroll turbocharger. If this is meant to be stock, a car of this age would not be running a twin-scroll. It'd just be running a journal bearing, not a ball bearing, turbo, probably running somewhere around 7 to maybe 14 PSI of boost. Kitty cats do be like that? What do I mean? What do you mean, what do I mean? What are we talking about? Ah! Also, cats and dogs are very different. I also feel bad getting all rulesy with the new dog on the very first day it's here. 7 years old, it came from a breeding house. Apparently the previous owner moved to Greece or whatever, and then left like, I think it was 7 dogs or something like that? 1 male, no, it was 7 females and 1 male dog, so 8 dogs altogether. And they all got divided up after living together for so long. At least they weren't in cages, apparently. Apparently they were just, like, free roam in the backyard, but it was just a backyard in Adelaide. So not a particularly big, spacious area. And they were unclear whether the dogs had ever been walked before. I'll wait for tomorrow to give her a first walk around the neighborhood, because it's dark out and it's been raining a lot. And I don't like that, and it's very uncomfortably cold at the moment. Oh, just pulled it up in the nick of time. It did not like going into Bavarian Bend. I feel that this thing might have a little bit too much front bias for a sports car, but for a road car, pretty good. Let's actually try that out. Braking at about 100 meter board. Yeah, maybe just a smidgen too much front brake force. Just a smidge. But we're going to drive it as is, because it is actually usable at the time. At this point in time. God damn it. Yeah, I know. Cats are bitches. I don't like cats. I don't hate cats. I just think that they should have never been brought to Australia. Also, I'm allergic to them. I think they can be cute and whatnot. I just don't like cat owners most of the time, because they let them go outside and they're like, oh no, my cat's not one of those ones that kills all the natural wildlife. You're dreaming if you think your cat doesn't go out and murder animals. It does. It just does. Cats just do that. This is actually not too bad for a road car. Maybe a little too much power for this period. I think that they're meant to be like, kind of like a Skyline sort of thing, with an RB engine, except they were twin turbos. The reason why they were able to get away with journal-bearing turbos is because they split the load amongst 2 different turbos. I'm a cat owner. My cats are inside all my patio, and they can't escape from my patio. Good. You are a responsible cat owner. You have to go eat, Phil? Alright, see you later, that dude, Darren. You can come back if you want. Alright, since we've got a new stream, and this one isn't the same as the other one, you can go ahead and I'll like it again if you'd like. I don't know how many likes we got in the last one. My power just cut and it was gone. I also trap the cats. I also trap and get cats spayed with my local animal society. Nice. My cat has a little anti-pouncing thing on its collar that throws off its balance and timing when it's sneaking around. Really? I've never heard of that. It still probably gets around it and still probably kills local wildlife, because there's not only just like tree wildlife, there's a lot of ground wildlife that's gotten killed and pretty much almost entirely eradicated because of cats. Not just feral cats, but house cats. People think that feral cats are the issue. Feral cats are an issue, but not the only issue. Cats shouldn't be left outside. They should not be let outside. Cats are not good for Australia. I know that you're like, oh, but you can't keep a cat cooped up inside. Well, then don't have a cat in Australia. It's that easy. Feral cats are a big issue. On the couch again. What I'm going to do tomorrow is maybe go to my local shop with her, and I'll pick up a, Oh my god, she just jumped right back up. No. Down. No. To be honest, I've never had to train an animal to not jump up on furniture before, so I'm going to have to look up books on how to train an animal not to jump up on furniture. Not much you can do about it? Fair enough. I wasn't singling you out in particular, I was just saying, like, in general. As a co-owner of 7 cats, none of them can leave as they are all fixed. What does fixed mean? Anyway, that's good. You're a responsible cat owner. Phil approves. I would see your cat, I would want to pet your cat, but I wouldn't because I'd get allergic. Until I had one, I never thought that regular cats were apex predators, but they are. Yeah, they very much are. Become ungovernable? Oh dear. Food? Yeah, I do need to get some treats. I do have treats. Actually, you know what? Let's go get a treat, and we'll treat her for sitting next to me. Okay. We've got schmackers. You can train her to be a little bit more obedient. Here you go, a little bit more. She's a very gluttonous dog as well. Very fat and heavy for her size. If Phil scolding his dog in the background is a new sensation to me. Like, Pugsley was fairly easy to train. Except when I was away, he would always get up to mischief, which was annoying. Fixes no multiplying. Okay. So as long as they're, like, fixed, and also not allowed to go outside. That's good. The Ibishu Clarier is an insane detail beamng mod car. Okay. As if the new kink had been awakened you. What are you talking about? This car, fairly good. What suspension do we have? We have double wishbone. We could have gone with multi-link in the rear. PSI of boost. You know what? Let's look that up. How much boost does an RB? I think it's an RB26. RB26 DETT. DETT. Yeah, here we go. HP. That's not what I meant to do. I meant to go PSI. The 26 DETT came with 10 PSI. The GTR came up to 14 PSI. And this was used from 98 until 2002 in GTRs. So yeah, I feel that your car, wait, hold on, 1995? Creating, what is it? 18.8 PSI. Not great. Dead the fuck? What do you mean, Silver Moonfang? Also, welcome, Silver Moonfang. Better because it was an poor attempt at humor. Oh yeah, I was also going to say, tomorrow I'm probably going to go with my dog to the shops and get a dog bed, so then she can sleep next to me. But I'm at my computer pretty much most of the day. It was an attempt at humor. I'd just never seen Phil get up from his chair and hear no muffled in the background. It had literally just not seen that before. Yeah, Pugsley was a lot easier. But then again, I'd had Pugsley for considerably longer before I started to stream. I only ever had to yell at Pugsley when I first got him to, like, get him to stop barking all the time, which he didn't bark all the time, but he would very often randomly start barking. Usually 2 to 3 times a day. So I'll just go out there, make sure I can actually reach him, so then he'll know that he can't hide from being told no. I don't need to hit him or anything, you just need to be able to make contact with him. So if like he hides behind a bush or whatever, he thinks he's gotten away with it. So you'll just have to like prod him with a stick or something. You don't really have to be violent or aggressive or anything. Just so then stray dogs, like that sort of thing, generally know that there's no just getting away with it. And then you try to make them feel happy enough that they don't need to do other things, like go out and chase after animals, or bark at birds, or cats in trees, stuff like that. Audi R8, what are you even talking about now? Alright, cool car. Let's give this thing a Phil score, because this is actually a first finalized road car that we got. And probably... let's have a look here. Didn't handle right, didn't handle right, not finished, handled okay, did pretty well. This is the first good road handling car, like the sort of car that you'll drive on the road and feel confident in. Pretty good. Where'd I put that treat? There we go. There you go. You're acting good now. You're not jumping up anymore. Good girl. Styling is going to be the first one, and I can't give it a good score for styling. It's just not a possibility here. How you doing? You want attention? Yeah, you want attention? Okay. She jumped up on me now. She's like, I want attention. Also treats. She loves treats. She's a very, very pudgy little dog. Very overweight. But I'm also inclined to not fix that, because I think a fat dog is a happy dog. And I'm fine to let her be happy. Unfortunately, there's no room for you to jump up on my lap. So you're just going to have to stand up like you are now. whacking your tail on my garbage on the floor. Alright. Let's go now. You know what? We're going to move that out of the way so you don't make a lot of noise. Alright. Stream scoring. Styling. Unfortunately, it is not much of a looker. So we're going to go with maybe a 4 on that one. It just seems that you've tried. I can tell that you have tried. But it's not quite right. Also, a lot of 90s bumpers stick out. Like, if you were going potentially for the 1995 GTR, you can see that the bumpers stick out. Let's even go a little bit newer than that. Let's go 1999 GTR. The bumpers still come out, even if the grill part does come forward. The rest of it doesn't like shy off from being very three-dimensional, and that's because until like the mid 2000s is when the majority of cars actually made the full transition to having a flush sort of front end sort of design. This just doesn't look right, so that's one of the things. How populars of the is car? What? Not entirely sure what it is you're trying to say there. How's she doing? Yeah, she's just laying there now. Acceleration. It's good for a road car. It's not phenomenal, so we'll go a 5 on that one. Handling. It's fairly good. It is road car-esque. We're going to go with a 7 on that one, and then an 8 on the fun factor, because it is quite fun. The cool factor? Is there many cars out there which are known for being really good at handling, but are absolutely garbage? Apart from French cars, we'll just ignore them now, because those ones, like, it's as if they deliberately try to be ugly. I can't think of anything so good at handling and so good at driving, but yet so unappealing. Maybe the Subarus of the 90s? Like, they were very not great looking. Like, now you look back and go, yeah, they look nice. Or some really do like them. I do particularly like the two-door version of the Subaru Impreza. But do I think most of them are really good looking? No. So let's go with that. Those cars handle fairly well. The Integra? No, the Integra looked okay. Oh, not considered a looker. No, what I want to say is this one actually has negative looks. Like, it's not. Like, it's a little bit ugly. The Integra was not ugly. It was just, it was okay. But also the 90s Integra actually looked okay. New Integra looks pretty bad. What I'm trying to say is, like, cars that have aged. 1990 Integra. Damn it. I mean, I think that car looks okay. Especially in white and black. In Panda, I think this thing looks quite nice. Not the best looking car, but I think it looks okay. And then we got the later one. Let's go 1996. I like this car. I think this car looks pretty good. This one, a little bit less. But this one I do like. I like the look of this one with like the separated headlights sort of thing. So this cool factor, like a 6. Most people don't know about Subaru Imprezas and how good they are. They just look at them and go, oh, that's just some car for the most part. Sometimes, actually, if you're here in Australia, they're not going to see your car, they're going to hear it. Then they're going to see it because you've taken off the exhaust and you put a big, large can or tin on the back of the exhaust pipe to make it like 16 inches exhaust sort of thing. Very Honda in America sort of thing. Trackability, we're going to keep that about a 7. It's a good track day sort of car. You can have fun with this one. I'm saying how popular of this car still doesn't make great sense. I do dig the Integra with the 2-round inset headlights. Yeah, I don't mind the formed headlights as well, but I like both. I prefer the round headlights. Yeah, the 4.800 Subaru Impreza. I suppose there is the Subaru Impreza Bug Eye, which is like considerably one of the ugliest cars to come from that time period. But that was a little bit later, so it's still almost considered, well, kind of, but not really new car. Whereas like 90s cars are like really starting to get into retro kind of age now, where the design philosophies have completely changed, and the whole globular sort of design has really moved on from, which is why I think the Honda Integra has done quite well, because they weren't really globulous like a lot of other cars of the era. Features of this car. What was the price of it? They said $39,000, so not a cheap car. Let's see what they've actually put in here. We have a cassette player. Okay, sure. And a few little things in the middle, probably for air conditioning, all that sort of stuff. A digital dash, sure. Even if the dash is in the wrong place, we're gonna give this like a 3. It's not bad. It's got things. That's about as far as I'd go. You like the bug-eyed car? Okay, well, there's no counting for taste. You've proven yourself to be a peculiar person in this stream. I spotted a car that has been straight piped yesterday. It's also had a custom number plate that reads banger, and I could almost forgive it, if you say so. What sort of car was it that was straight piped? For me, the early 2000s had a lot of ugly cars. Yes, there were a lot of ugly early 2000s cars as well. I'm not saying that 90s exclusively had a, like, thing on ugly cars. Copyright? I don't know what the word is. Oh, she's gone somewhere. Anyway, comfort. Now. But yeah, what I was saying is a lot of ugly cars came from that time period. The suspension was fairly rigid for a road car, but it is still a little bit soft. As you can see there, for the 90s, when we started to get into stiffer roll bars and shock absorbers, all that sort of stuff, it's doing well. It dies a little bit under braking, which is nice for a road car. I think that's doing okay. The seats looked okay, but it is also a coupe, with the seating position being arguably too far forward. We're gonna go maybe a 7 on a 6 on. No, it is quite quiet, so we'll go a 7 on that one. Quality for this. It is Japanese, so the quality is going to be quite high. The price is not huge, so it's not like a super, like it's not like a GTR sort of thing. Let's go a 7 on that. It'll be fairly good. It's before like Nissan and a lot of other companies started to realize the true path for how you make more money with a company, which is to like cut costs all the time. When Nissan suddenly went from like one of the best reliability of cars to one of the worst, at least in Japan. Not worse than German cars, but like still pretty bad. Practicality. I suppose also like the Japanese cars are cheap. Cheaper to repair, that is. I suppose that quality also goes for feel. Japanese cars don't have like a great feel of quality. Practicality. It is a 2-door. It does have a boot, though. And not a small boot either. And with how far forward the rear seats are, it could be okay. Not the easiest to park, but it's not a ginormous American land yacht sort of thing. We'll go with like a 5 on that. It's not, you wouldn't use it for a family car. It's not off-roady, anything like that. I think that's an okay one. Value. The used price on these ones are probably not exceptional because this car is a little bit ugly. You know what, actually? Let's go with that on that one. And then the value now we can put a little bit higher. We'll put a 6 on that, or maybe even a 7, because you're getting a pretty good car. The technology that is completely out of this world. Ongoing costs. It seemed to be that it would be okay on fuel. Yeah, there's almost no smoke coming out of the rear end, which leads me to believe that this car is not like chucked way high on fuel usage because they just wanted a better thing. I want to know what fuel efficiency they're running on though. I'm guessing that because they don't know how to design the looks very well, maybe they didn't know how to design the outside of the car as well. How you doing? You want a little bit more of a treat? Here you go, you can have a little bit more of a treat. You like smackers. It was a modern Hyundai. Oh dear, no. Dibs on ugly cars? If you say so. Oh, you're saying the 90s had dibs on ugly cars. Correct, that's probably what I was saying. I'm saying how popular is this car. Oh. How popular is it? Anyway, ongoing costs. We'll say it's fairly good. Not bad on fuel, probably. And parts are probably pretty good. But it's no Econo box that is like from the 90s. It's a pretty good design. J-beam editing. I don't believe there was any. Would I buy it? It's a little too ugly, but you know what? I probably would very much consider it. Je ne sais quoi. No, I feel that this car is fairly well represented. And realism and commonality. That engine is completely unrealistic. The price is too low. And the design is not well refined. So I'm feeling maybe a 5 on that one. It's pretty good. At least I didn't make it all-wheel drive, which would have been okay, but when everybody has all-wheel drive, then all-wheel drive is no longer a special thing. And the reason why a lot of people don't do it is because it makes the cars more expensive and use more fuel and stuff, and less reliable because there's more stuff to break. So a score of 81, which is actually a decent score. You did pretty well. I approve. Except just not of those looks. Those looks, they're the looks that only a mother could love. The back end looks okay. It looks unrefined, but at least it doesn't look ugly like the front. Also, exhausts very rarely poke through here. Usually they do come out from underneath. And, I don't know, it just doesn't feel great. Let's go check out the next car, which is a race car. Let's take this one to Spa Frankenchops. Do I have Spa enabled? Yes, we do. I'm really enjoying Spa right now. About quality nowadays, Toyota and Honda make very reliable cars. Toyota had a small dip there in like the mid to 2010s. Oh, maybe actually from like the late 2000s to the late middle 2010s. They had real problems with poor quality on releasing their cars. But it seems, by what I've heard, they've gotten better. Also Lexus, which is sub-brand of Toyota. I don't really know much about Lexus. I think they're focused on more making the car better, not more quality. I don't know. Really couldn't tell you. Now we've got the Perspex car. No clutch, so DCT. Or a, thing. Let's see how understeer. And all the pictures are wibbly wobbling all over the place. Your suspension is nowhere near stiff enough. And it cannot take Eau Rouge at high speed. Let's try this out. Okay. Let's turn ESC off. Does this thing have too much power, maybe? Yeah, I feel that this thing maybe has too much power. Too much rear bias? I don't know, this is really hard to tell. This is a problematic car. But this is hard to drive. Spa has given me nightmares after Formula V straight, really? That is a loud boy. It is quite loud. I will attest that. Is it too loud? Do you guys want me to turn it down? Maybe this one would do a little bit better if we had a race ring. That almost felt as if it would take Eau Rouge at a good speed just then. I feel that this thing really wants to have a race ring because you can see that it wants to handle right, but it's just the suspension is way too soft. Damn it! That's not a good driving car. As a driver's car, no, this thing is not a good driver's car. I am also taking it through one of the hardest corners in racing. Now let's just not hug the wall and see if we can do it without hugging the wall. Hugging the wall is kind of something you need to do. Damn it! This is so hard to drive! There we go. Oh, come on! Now, I think with the steering wheel, this one can make it through Eau Rouge in one go. This is on controller and bathurst mount panorama. Yes, and? But it doesn't drive like a race car full floaty with body roll. Yeah, there is way too much body roll. Let's also check lunge. Okay, its lunge is okay. It's just your sway bars are way too soft. Braking is decent. You could do it with a little bit more front bias. Oh, sorry, rear bias. No, that is actually okay. It's because this thing is so prone to oversteer that I think it overcomes the bad brake bias that this has. Get turned. Oh my god. This thing is taking so much concentration. Alright, go on. Yeah, okay. Less power, probably. Go to like a reasonable amount of power. Like 500 kilowatts or something. I feel that this thing is more than what it should be. And make it rear-wheel drive. Stiffen up those sway bars a lot. Make it understeer less, which we'll do by making it rear-wheel drive. And then tune the suspension to handle a little less washy like this. Yeah, no, it doesn't want to be all-wheel drive. Absolute death trap. It's not the greatest. Try lifting. I have tried lifting a little bit. It's just got too much power for lifting to really make much of a difference. One of the wings shaking doesn't help. I don't think this is old automation. I think this is new automation. So yeah, there's no panes there. Oh, sorry, no aeroplanes. So the wing actually isn't generating downforce. Do we have no aero shooting? So yeah. Is it American because the body roll reminds you of the 70 land yacht? A little bit. Phil, are you going to use paddle shift for the next week or just full automatic? I have a manual gearbox shifter and I have paddle shifters, so I can do either. Let's try it one last little bit here through bus stop. See how it does on slow handling corners. Yeah, no. All-wheel drive, not the go, bro. Like, I know what you're going for with all-wheel drive. You just want to be able to control more power. Just make a good race car. Or actually go ballistic with it and give the thing way too much power to handle. Which this could handle probably with two-wheel drive, but probably just less power. Audi QT? If you say so. Not a road car, so we'll just give it a simplified Phil score. Its looks, its funness, and its drivability. And fun to drive. Its looks are questionable. It's more fun than good looking. There you go, another little shoot. But it's not a looker. If we were to like fill in the glass, perspex sort of stuff, you've not done a good job of making it known how much design you did. Because I keep looking at things and going, oh yes, no, there is design there, but it's so messy, it's hard to tell. It's an SUV of an Audi TT. If you ever suggest an SUV to me to look up, I will ban you. I do not like SUVs. Doom Plays, hey Phil, when will you make the next F1 car? I've got a few videos to do before then, but I will be getting back to it. Trolley, let's go now and have a look at the last vehicle. I want to take this to West Coast, because I feel that that's like the most close to being a GTA track. Map. Let's go to... Where's the docks? Oh, dockyard, right there. Pick up a load, take it to somewhere. And I'll even give you a hint. I'm pretty sure I haven't actually definitively checked this, but I'm pretty sure the next one I'm doing is the fan downforce car. And I do have a working model to make that actually create downforce. What's your favorite car rear end? I don't think I've ever done that. Pure V U in LS? What? The Brabham? Yeah, the Brabham, whatever it was. I can't remember exactly. We've gone from like one of the loudest cars ever to one of the... Oh, the lag. Oh my god, the lag. Did you guys see that? Did that affect my stream at all? Like, did it make me drop frames maybe because that was so bad? No. Oh my god. Let's try that again. Oh my god, just spawning it in slows it down. So look at the speed. Braking, and then when I lift off the brakes. So braking lags a lot, and then... Oh, beamng hates this vehicle. Doctors hate them. You know what? It might be a lighting thing, because now using the handbrake actually didn't cause an issue. So yeah, it might be beamng struggling with lights sort of thing. Because look at that, it's doing fine without brake lights. But when I go to brake, oh, the lag. It's so bad, oh my god. Had some issue on my system with this vehicle. Is this your car, Crispy Shaman? Yeah, that is unfortunate. But handbraking works. At least this is the last vehicle today. We're going out on an absolute banger of a vehicle, pun intended. Pretty fast for a truck? Yeah, it's doing alright. I would have loved a little bit more chugginess sort of sound. Brake, slow-mo? Yeah, kind of. The problem is you don't know how slow you're actually going when you're braking, so you lift off the brakes going, I think I'm going slow enough, and then it accelerates and you're going fast and you're like, no! It doesn't, and maybe, can you guys even hear this? It might be a little too quiet for you. But it doesn't sound, you know what? Having the, like, lights on the side might be a bit of the issue. Oh, that's making me motion sick. Eat the mic? Sure. Drift truck a little bit. Ah, that frame lag. I stuffed up going into this corner to start with. Oh, I've got a light inside of me. Great. Oh, good. I got out of it. Let's turn the def locks on. Wish I could turn the lights off. These lights are causing beamng too much issues. beamng is not coded well. What they need to do is stop using a Java game engine. A Java-based game engine. Or Java-based coding, I should say. Eat the house? What? It is a drift truck. Those sideways lights are for when you're misled. To let people know? Alright. Whoops. Alright, game. Stop putting lights inside of you. Alright, here we go. This thing can be really slow sometimes. Initial D Philman as Truck Driver Edition. I mean, the vehicle which initiated a lot of the West into drifting was a delivery vehicle. And that being the AE86 Tofu vehicle. Tokyo Drift Truck, a little bit. But I have to, Mum. If I don't drift everywhere, I will crash. I'm safer when I drift. All of these like really bad arguments that people make, they're like, oh, I'm actually really good as a drunk driver. I drive better when I'm drunk. It's like, no, bro, you don't. You just want to convince yourself that you do. I'm enjoying this vehicle, but it is the end, and we should probably give this one a fill score, probably? Yeah, I think we'll give this one a fill score. What is happening with beamng? What is the collision mesh here? Oh, there's big open areas. So, what I've noticed, I don't know about beamng cars, but automation cars. the collision doesn't work on the beams or the triangles. The collisions are only on the nodes themselves. So these bits that light up, these are the only parts that actually have collision to them. I don't know if that's an issue or not or something. I don't know. Welcome, Swoosh, to the stream. You've reached towards the tail end here. It's like it wants to flip. This thing has been very stable. I don't know what you're talking about. Sounds like me when I drink and play games. I have considered doing a drink driving stream where I get out the sim rig and get like fully plastered and then try to drive. I'm fairly, if you haven't been able to tell, quite rotund. So it takes a lot more alcohol to get me drunk, which is problematic for trying to do that because I drink so much I get sick. Wait, is this the end? This is the last car. Yes. We've been going for 3 and a bit hours with the break in the middle because of the power outage, but yes. You know, I also want to check what do we got in here. So this is actually made out of 3D fixtures. I just wanted to make sure. Is this... I'm not sure what this fixture is. But it works. Alright. And have we got anything... Nothing in the cargo. Cargo. But we do have a 5th wheel, which is interesting. Because usually you don't have a 5th wheel inside of a vehicle. Full fill score, I need to go now. Alright. It's the dog? What are you talking about? Anyway, I do like this car. I think it's pretty cool. But its looks, it's very much just some truck. So it's not going to be great on looks. Let's give it a 5. It's neither ugly nor good looking. It just looks like some truck. You know, actually, it does look pretty beefy with like the big wheel fenders coming out like that. And then the step down. I do like that. We'll give that a 6 maybe. It is on just the good looking side. It's still just some sort of industrial vehicle. Acceleration. It's a truck. And it's heavy, so 4. Wasn't bad. Now the overhang part is a part of the body. Oh, it is. Oh. Then why is there this line here? Why is that? I think Phil should do a real-life vlog. I've kind of done that. Go check out my video where I went to grab a vehicle which is very much like a Lotus. Anyway, handling. It's a truck. It does alright. Its handling under braking is unmeasurable because it is so bad in the game, unfortunately, because of the lag. But it drifts pretty well, which is a sign of a vehicle which is controllable. So 7 on that one. Fun factor, 5. You can drift it, but every other time it's just like really slow. It's a truck. Cool factor, it's just a truck, so it's not really particularly cool or anything. Go like a 4 on that one. It's not uncool, so sure. Trackability, we'll go a 3 on that one. I'm guessing it's going to cook the brakes. It's also big, very heavy. Vehicles get in the way, all that sort of stuff. What's the tire wall size here? That's alright, tire wall size. I feel that those are a little bit big. I know that people were talking about super singles last time, but I probably would have been more inclined to go with a dual tire as opposed to that. Not gonna lie, it looks like it'll flip over GTA 5 when you drift it. It didn't actually flip when we were drifting it. It did pretty well. So in GTA it might flip, but not here. It might be because it is a bit low. And that's maybe because they're probably trying to simulate it having a load. Yeah, that is the height of a vehicle which is under load. But yet it's not heavy like it's under load. What do we got here? It's only 3.7 tons, which is very light for a truck, which means that this thing is not under load, which means if it did have a load in there, it would probably be more inclined to tipping. So, yeah, I get that. If it didn't have a load, it would be higher. Oh yeah, there's also Aussie Phil. You can check that as well. That's where I put that one video that one time as well. The Lotus one. Not gonna lie, it kind of looked surprised the biggest and the heaviest vehicle of today is also the second best at drifting. Who would have guessed? I don't know about being best at drifting. It's a very shallow angle, and it loses all of its speed as well, which is not great. You have to do inertia drift. What is this song? It is a peculiar one, I'll agree. It's The Two Bums by the Great North Sound Society. It's from YouTube Audio Library. Features. It's a truck, so it's probably not going to be great. Well, let's have a look, see what we got in here. We have what looks to be an AM radio, might have FM, and air conditioning. An automatic. Oh my god, there's a car on the dashboard. Now I wish somebody was doing what I did, and I would submit just that with wheels and say, have a look at my car. I would laugh at that. Fun fact, the big heavy things drifting, the long London double-decker buses were good at that. At drifting? I didn't know that. Oh, hello. Let's give her a little bit more of a treat. Here you go. Yeah, you like those treats. Yes, you do. Gotta go and make dinner, Phil. Sorry for the mix-up with the trike. Cheers. Please resubmit. Fixed. That would be very much appreciated. Current American-style truck. Americans like all sorts of weapons. I'm not surprised. Can't wait to submit my car, even though that'd be in 2056. If you say so. You can submit unrefined cars. I will give you feedback, which will help you grow. I'm not just doing this to shit on people. I'm doing this because people want feedback, so then they can improve. So you can submit a complete noob beginner's car if you want. Might be a Springfield? Who knows? I'm not much of a gun nut. Hey Phil, I've got a question. Does the controller you use affect how you tune it? Maybe. I don't know. I use a Pro controller, but I don't feel that this thing is much different than just a regular Xbox controller. Big trucks are not made for drifting. These can. And they're made for drifting. No, it's done. I am just a procrastinator and forgot to submit everything. Fair enough. All right. Yeah, the double-decker buses had aluminium body panels and a steel chassis. That was due to the steel rationing, but it led to a very low center of gravity. Oh, okay then. A gun on the dashboard is not a surprise considering the truck is delivering ammo. Yeah, that's also a thing. Could also be delivering guns and ammo. Features. We'll just go like a 2 on that one. It's not great. Comfort. It's a truck, but it is a cab backwards? I don't know. It's not a cab over, so it'll be a little bit softer at driving. And when trucks are loaded up, they're fairly okay. You look like you got decent room in here, but it is also a bench seat, and bench seats are not comfortable in my opinion. So we're gonna go, wait, what year is this guy's vehicle? 1981. Okay. $142 top speed. That's actually really good for a truck. I like that. They haven't gone overboard. In fact, I might say it might actually be lower than that, because this is a very high drag body. Like, this is all massive amounts of drag around here. And also just like the sheer cross-section of this thing is crazy. 0 to 100, 15 seconds. That's actually very fast, 0 to 100. That is very fast for an 80s car. Like, you can have a bad sports car be that fast. Fuel consumption, 12 miles per gallon. That's actually not too bad for a truck of that era. Okay, if you want to give me metric fuel usage, it's liters per 100. Not kilometers per liter, which I don't think I have ever seen before. That is a peculiar one. I can't even bother doing the math on that one. Quarter mile, 1 million years. Frame, ladder, body, blah, blah, blah. $19,700. Now, I know that automation is not designed for trucks, but that is very incredibly light. Drag race against the Australians, I think? What? Now imagine if this truck had an XJ220, like the van. Okay, yeah, I remember that one. One exporter question. Is it me or it's become quite inaccurate when placing where exhaust particles come from? I agree with that one. They are inaccurate. Oh, there was also a gun on the bench seat. I didn't know. There's a few guns on all around here. So we got one on the dash and two on the seat, along with. Is that no? That's the stock. Along with some ammunition, sorry, and a jerry can for some reason. Sure. $90,000. That is unfortunately too cheap, but I get it. They made a truck and it doesn't really translate very well. Comfort 6, maybe? Trucks are not particularly uncomfortable. Quality. I mean, if they're unladen, yes, they are very uncomfortable. Chameleon's is sometimes used as direct analogy for MPG. Yeah, I get that, but I know MPG enough. I've been on the internet. Everyone does MPG. In real life, there is a jet-powered truck. Yes, there is. It was not sold. I mean, there's been drag jet trucks. I thought that's what you meant. In real life, blah, blah, blah. I think the driver's been through Vietnam. Potentially. In 1981, there probably was some drivers in there that were from Vietnam. In South Africa, we use liters per mile, I'm assuming that is? Or milliliter. Liters per milliliter? That doesn't make sense. Because it'd always be consistent, because they're both the same measurement, just different amounts. Because it was road legal and powered by a jet engine, it is the driver of the truck preparing a zombie apocalypse, or how many guns do you need? American. That's how many guns they need. Quality. I mean, it's an American truck from the 80s. So their engines are going to be fine, but everything else is going to be like cruddily degrading over time. Let's give that. And it is also an old truck, so it's not going to be great. An 8? No. Feel will be a lot less. It'll probably be vinyl seats, to be honest. You know, actually back then, it might be vinyl, or it might be velour. But like the build quality on trucks is usually a lot higher than road cars because they need to be have a really high uptime. Let's also make this a little bit more streamlined. Practicality of this car. You can carry a lot, but you can only have 3 people. My Sabre has a full arsenal in the interior. I did notice that as well. American quality, everybody. All right. Not too much or too little? What are we talking about now? Alright. The jet-powered truck is powered by a supercharged 18-cylinder engine. Well, then it's not really jet-powered, is it? Perfect song? Yeah, this song does actually seem to fit quite well for the theme of this vehicle. Practicality is... I want to give it like... a 5. I would give it higher, but this is a daily score and not a daily work vehicle score. The problem we've got is maneuvering it around, and especially trying to get into car parks a lot of the time, is going to be a goddamn nightmare. So I can't give it too high, but for everything else it does pretty well. This will probably even do okay off-road. What tires do we have? That'll dictate a little bit as well. If we got race tires or sports tires, we'll go down a little bit. Looks like we have all-terrain tires, so this thing is probably pretty good. We also got a locker, which is very good for going a little bit more off-road. Not all-wheel drive, though, but that's fine. Value. It is very cheap, but we can't really go by that. So let's just go, like, a 7 on that. It's not like a super economy truck like you'd find in Europe or Japan, so it does okay. Ongoing costs for this car. Being American is probably not too bad, but a lot of the interior is probably breaking down. But you don't really need that. The mileage isn't great. And this is a daily category, but I'm going daily truck category here. A little bit truck, like maybe 20% truck. Let's go like a 6 on that one. Parts are going to be relatively cheap, and being an 80s vehicle, quite easy to fix. You can hear my dog snoring as well. Pippa's just sawing logs away. With 5,000 horsepower? Oh, okay. It's good for carrying huge stuff like furniture, or your surplus mortar sold to you by the military, but not really good carrying your mill buddies. Sure, okay. JBM editing, I don't believe there was any. Would I buy it? I kind of want to say that there might be a circumstance once where I might buy that. Could you potentially carry a race car in the back there? You'd have to widen out the back end and turn it into a ramp instead. But I think you might actually... Let's spawn another car. Which one? Let's go with a regular road car. Where'd you go? There you are. For size comparison, yeah, you can totally fit a car in there. So there is like a slight possibility I would buy this, just so then I don't have to work with the trailer. Now, I know how to reverse car trailers, all that sort of stuff. It's just, I don't like to. I'd rather just have, what I've actually considered doing, actually, this is the thing that I'm genuinely still considering. My ute, extending the back end and making it into like a ramp ute. So, extending a ladder chassis like that, not too bad. Rent it for race day stuff? Yeah, renting trucks though is really expensive. And this one is light enough to be in the road car category, not the light truck category. Oh, sorry, the truck category. It'd be in light truck category. It'd be Group C, technically. Or could be, I mean. Le je ne sais quoi factor. It is pretty high. You've replicated a pretty cool vehicle. But it's also, I feel that a lot of this is represented quite well. So I'm just going to give you a 5 for doing a thing. You have tried to replicate a diesel. I don't agree with the tire choices particularly. But I do like a lot of this. And with like the extra lights running down the side and everything, I think that's pretty cool. Let's go 7? 9? Yeah, let's give him a 10. We'll just give him a 10 on that one. All right, score is 78. That's pretty good, especially for a truck. I wonder. I think, yeah, okay. It got stuck kind of inside the roof of this truck. Now we've got the body roll that you wanted. Oh no! Oh, there went the car. Phil, about the ute, did you ever get the gearbox noise fixed? No, it's way too cold to work on vehicles at the moment. What I'm first going to do is get the MG working for the road. Then I'm going to work on the ute. Then I'm going to work on the Ford Fiesta, get that engine replaced, because that engine is just going to garbage on me. And then I'm going to use that as a track day car. Or maybe even do some racing with it, full racing, I don't know. It's 1997? Oh, sorry, 1977? No, it is 2022. I'm sorry that you, seem to be out of time. Yeah, this has been a fun stream. I hope you guys have liked this. Someone made the ETK Ute. I don't know why. ETK Ute? I don't know what that is. Oh, you mean they made the ETK into a Ute? Oh, you made an... Okay, I misread. All right, fair enough. I put in ETK Ute and it's come up with the Ford Falcon XB. Interesting. Wide body kit Ford? Sure? You could... Oh, you're talking about like the body kit that I was talking about previously. That would be a lot of fun. Though that is a rally body kit and probably cause a lot of aero drag. But still, it'd be fun to have. Let's refresh and pretend that never happened. I'm a better driver than that. You saw nothing. It's 1977, not 2022. If you say so. This is fun. We're winding down now, by the way. Freaking brakes. Automation clipping? A little bit. You know what? Let's take this to the racetrack. What is this song? Let's skip to another one. Doesn't really suit what we're doing. If I say so, apparently I get my way. I'm so hungry. I'm gonna make rice as soon as this stream is over. I'm gonna make a nice rice dish, I reckon. Anyway, it seems that everyone's chilled out. Most people are leaving. Let's just go ahead and say our goodbyes. So, thank you for hanging around. Not a thing. 334. Thank you, Swoosho, for hanging around for so long. Even if you did come towards the end, hopefully you get to enjoy more of this next time. E-Dragon, thank you for hanging around. Doomplays, thank you for hanging around, bro. That dude, Darren, welcome to the streams, and I hope you do enjoy more in the future. Doomplays, did I say that? Yeah, I already said that one. Space Warrior, thank you for hanging around for the longest time. Who else we got in here? Where Vixen and Octane, thank you both. Yair for coming back as well. All of you for coming back as well. Silver Moonfang, thank you for hanging around, even if it wasn't for a long time. It was nice to have you here. Ome, thank you for hanging around, bro, and for being a channel member. Who else we got in here? Now we're getting into a lot of repeats. Crispy Shaman, thank you for hanging around for the longest time, even if you did have to leave there at the end. Or towards the end, I should say. Who else we got in here? Crownless, thank you, and thank you for being a member. I think I also saw Broken Ursa earlier, and a few others. Thank you, channel members, for being channel members. If anybody else wants to be a channel member, that would also be appreciated, but I don't want to, like, push anybody into doing that. Pyromanis, welcome back. This is the end of the stream when we're winding down right now. So, let's just switch over now to the outro names. These are our channel members. As of now, I believe somebody said something about being a new channel member. But that is it. Thank you, everyone, for being here. And remember, next week, we are going to be going from the sim rig. So if you want to submit your race cars, please submit them next week. But yeah, that's it. Bye.